So there's a couple things I want to kind of go over this morning. I want to first find out if there's any questions, and obviously Jeff's jumping. I'm going to kind of rehash what reactionary golf is and talk about that. But for first of all, so thank you for coming back. Okay. So it couldn't have been all too bad. Yeah, it could have been just, well, damn it, I want to get my money's worth out of this. I'm showing up again today. But are there any questions? Because some of you, I'm asking a lot of change. Some of you maybe not so much, but I'm asking a lot of change. Is there any questions at all?
Okay, how much weekly practice do you suggest for change to take place, to become a little bit more?
A lot of it is,
you can also use it on play.
The quality, or what they call deliberate practice, is really more important than, let's say, the volume. So for example, I could hit thousands of balls, but I'm really not in it. I'm just going through the motion, and it's not going to show up on the golf course at all. So you have to make it quality. And the feedback I got a little bit with Dan's session with the noodles, and what he's going to do is also record this for you and send it to you. So this way you have your station, is how deliberate or how focused, mentally focused you are on what you're doing. That is more important than the volume. That's the reason why I want it to be very specific to you. Find what you need to work on. What does it need to feel like? Chart it, write it down, you know. So let's just kind of overall kind of cover reactionary golf, and we'll get this kind of will help Jeff get caught up onto it. And so this golf swing's an underhand throwing motion controlled by your trail arm. When I move, in order to rotate my body, opposite sides work. So if I'm rotating right, left side is a little bit more active than the right side. I'm rotating, for me, left, right side is more active. That's the reason why when we talked about throwing a ball, the back side opens up the front side, okay? We don't want to use, and because we want to direct that force the right way, we don't want to use this left side trying to pull it, because that's when it's just going to be all over the place. So in order to do that, we know that we got to keep this club plus or minus 3 degrees. So this is where we kind of started with yesterday, just this idea of this functional swing plane. I'll have the board over there. And we want wrist extension. So extension is this way, flexion is this way. I like to reduce the amount of shaft rotation, but it's not mandatory. Okay? I know Mike Bender and those guys teach a little bit more toe up, and they kind of rotate it. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as you have the time to practice it. I don't have the time to practice. I like to reduce the volume of rotation in the shaft. So my take is, this is a square club face, because from here, I'm hinging. That hammering motion to that nail, shaft's not rotating. All I'm doing is tilting down and creating the same motion. So my preference from a simplicity standpoint, for me, and this is what you got to find out for yourself, because I know Tony was looking for a different feel for the backswing, which is great, is I like to see this. This simplifies it from here. It goes up to the top into some type of throwing motion. Then when I bring my lead arm in, that's starting to feel a little bit better. Okay, now I'm loaded up. I'm loaded up in this trail leg. I'm in some sort of throwing motion. I'm not going to throw it very well here. I'm not going to throw it very well here. You got to find yours based on your range of motion. I like to see the body kind of pivot. Some people will get a little bit more right-sided or trail-sided. Some people will feel a little bit more centered. I know with Kate, we're trying to get you a little bit more rotational. Her load was this way. We want it to be working this way. I kind of think of the body is working a little bit off these hip joints. There's my load. My arms then explode. That's that internal feeling of the arms going first. Okay, that coordinates the speed of the outside versus the speed of the inside. That's what those drills are that we'll do in a second. From there, now I drive the upper body. Upper body really drives the golf swing. It's the upper torso that drives it. If we look at most of the anatomy of the hips, The bigger muscles work off extension, okay? Which if I'm gonna work glutes and hamstrings, it's more in this motion. That's what they're actually doing. So the hips really, because of the rotation with the lats and everything, internal, external obliques, upper body's rotating, the hips actually then post up. There's the drive. Hips don't rotate. We talked with Cheryl Anderson. She's got data that female LPGA Tour players have faster hip rotation than the males, but they don't hit the ball nearly as far. So some of you may have, I know, John, we were talking about the back, you know? If I'm trying to rotate these hips, that lumbar spine is not designed to have that type of flexibility, mobility. So we want really the hips to kind of be more of a tilting and upward motion, and then using the upper body to rotate. So that's this throwing motion. We've seen skipping rocks and everything else. So to develop all that, now it's just a matter of how do we develop that feel. So feet together, drill one. But let's just hit a couple balls, feet together. Ball position, depending on the club, will be anywhere inside front foot, because really we're basing ball position off your upper body, not your feet. So let's hit a couple shots, feet together. If you're just starting off, you know, I don't have a problem using a tee. You can use a tee. So this is kind of A number one. We don't want tension in that lead arm. We want strength right here. Some of you, Jack, go ahead and take it up to the top. And I did this with Jack yesterday. So he was trying to keep his left arm, take the right hand off. He was trying to keep his left arm real straight and tight. His swing went to about here with the driver. Well, hold it up. Come on, man. No, don't. You can't use your right hand. So he's got to bend it. It's almost a reaction. So, because again, it's so weak. But with that bent arm, now we got support. It's that waiter trade thing. Yeah. So Jeff, take club in the right. Stop doing that. So I don't want to see people swinging one-handed lead arm only. It works as what I call a default fulcrum, meaning if I were to just kind of make it a row, and I brought it in, oh my God, my line went blank. What's that, Mike? No, not Mike Dunway.
Mike Austin.
Mike Austin, yeah. Mike Austin did a cool video back in the day. He wore the skeleton suit and everything else like that. It's like, supposedly he got his kinesiology degree. There's some people have questioned that, but he's the first one that really kind of started looking at mechanics, biomechanics into it. So it was great. Flamingo drill. Obviously, then we kind of progress into the flamingo drill. Okay, flamingo drill. Start out feet together. Again, balls off opposite the lead foot for irons. It'll be slightly forward of that for your driver. And if we lose balance, that's an indicator. We want the body to move, but we don't want the body trying to create the speed. Okay? We want the body to work as a support system.
Stay like that, Tony, like you just were, you were set up. And Jack, you set up to do flamingo drill. Okay. This is what I want to show you guys is, now stop. See, Jack is cheating. See how there's still, I would say, about 30 pounds of pressure on that back foot. Yeah. And on Tony, it's just like, it's on the ground, but like, I could do this and it comes off.
Yeah. I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
I've seen it done both ways, where it's like you got like all your toes constantly.
No, it's just, you shouldn't see any creases in that foot, in that shoe.
Again, don't put it behind your foot. That's too hard. We want a little, we're just narrowing our bases.
Straight back. And then sometimes people are cheated by going like
to the
that.
side.
Yeah.
And again, find what you need to do to make it work for you. But the golf club and the ball is all the same. So that's pretty good there. Getting better with that. Now, you can do it one-handed only. I don't expect Jack to do this well, because this is not his.
Yeah, he's had me doing this before.
Yeah, probably off a baby tee, I would say.
Do it off a tee. Okay. I definitely do this one if you want to do it. A lot of times, if you're struggling, okay, and you just kind of lose the feeling. It's like, I'm trying all these drills, and all this stuff is going on, it's just not working. Nothing's working. The reason why I have people do this is basically we're letting gravity take over and realizing that now, yeah, it's just momentum. from the weight of the club, and my arm is just swinging. It's like a rope. And I'm just letting that go. Like, had Kate do it with the eyes closed. Yesterday, hit a great shot with her eyes closed. Again, that was a reason. You don't do, now, I don't do that. Don't do flamingo drill, one arm only. Don't do that. And I actually prefer regular stance doing regular stance. Ooh. Yeah, that's tough to do, but do it regular stance. The reason why I like to do it regular stance is because now in order to make this work, I have to coordinate my arm swing with my body motion. I have to. I can kind of cheat this way because the body is involved. Both sides, right and left. You can see he has a hard time with this. I knew he was because of what we worked on yesterday after the school. So, that's okay, you don't have to do that anymore. But you can do that. But again, that's just to kind of find, it takes so little effort and the ball goes that far. Yes, now you're starting to get the picture. So that's what we're looking for. What is that picture, that mental model? I have all of my juniors do this. This is a requirement. On your knees. Yeah. Don't worry about a ball or two or anything else like that. Yeah. So you want to get nice and straight, get nice and tall. Bent over, obviously a little bit, but there we go. So I'll put a T here. Because again, you can break a golf club doing this. It's the reason why I don't do it at schools. We just don't want anyone to get hurt, anything like that. So go ahead and swing. Nice full swing. That's pretty good. Most people, if you end up going a little up and down too much, that's the reason why you two are kind of have let that swing, which is what I call a more narrow swing, kind of go because of what we've kind of focused on through impact. But this is a good way to kind of get some depth in the swing without overdoing it, okay? So now, because just do another swing for me, because he actually has a good swing, but now this time, go slow-mo, but kind of go more up and down in the backswing. Go up in the backswing. Yeah, that's what you're going to see people do. Trying to throw their body around. The arms are working too much up and down. We're looking at, I don't even want to get it, I know the number, but it's just a slight raise of the arm. It's about 15 degrees that we're looking at. So this is a great drill to kind of get you to get that arm swing going and kind of get that semi-planar type move going. Okay? Okay, you can come up. Good job, man.